Okay, after the first bus bar design didn't work very well because the wire was too thin and it just broke and it was just a disaster, I decided to step things up a bit. I moved to a much thicker gauge of wire. I used ring terminals instead of the two prong terminals, which just friction fit underneath the screws. And then I decided to use what I had back home called Plastidip, which is a liquid that you dip something into and it puts a plastic coating on it, just, like what you see on tool handles and such. Let me see if I've got something here. Okay, this is not quite Plastidip, but you get the idea. It's a rubberized coating that you can dip inside, protects it from moisture. It's an electrical barrier. It's kind of what I'm looking for. We actually got our first rain of the rainy season last night, so I'm thinking about the water spray that's going to come up underneath the bottom of the motorbike. So I decided to hunt for Plastidip. You can't get it in this hemisphere. I mean, I would have to order it from somewhere in America and have it sent across for enormous shipping costs and probably just get taken by customs. So I was at one of the local industrial supply places and I asked the staff if they had anything like that. I showed them the picture. No, no. And then I turned around and I found this spray bottle of undercoating, coating agent, thick coating type. It's meant to go, you spray it on your mud guards underneath your car, but it's basically a rubberized coating, but in spray form. And I thought, all right, if that's the closest I can get, I can live with that. So I built up the 6 bus bars and then taped them up, masked them with tape, and then sprayed the crap out of it with the undercoating. So what I'm going to do now is unmask, take the tape off of one of these and see how it looks. I'll probably have to speed it up so you get an idea. But I don't have a good feeling about how this is going to turn out, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, I think that's it. It's interesting, not great. Let's get some more light on here. You can see that I taped up the whole bus bar, so that was clean when I removed it. And then I also taped around these wires here because I want to keep the black for the negative bus bar and the red for the positive bus bar. So basically the entire amount of the spray just went on this small space here, covering up the end of the connectors. I suppose it's okay. It's not great. I'll take the other ones off and see how they look. I think I can live with this. You can see that there's still some exposed material here, some end of the copper. That's pretty well sealed up. Nicely sealed from the back. Oh, I forgot one piece of tape, I think. Oh, maybe I didn't tape that. Okay. Oh, it's about as good as I could have expected. I have another plan in mind. I'm spending so much time on this little detail, but I want to get it right and I want to make myself happy. Okay, let's check out plan C when that comes to fruition. Okay, I've taken all the masking off and they turned out okay. You can see the red differentiates between the black for my positive and negative terminal indications. There's a little bit of a gap in here. It's pretty well sealed up from the back. But, you know, I got tremendous amount of material from the can on the tape and not so much exactly here what I wanted. So I think what I'm going to do is spray the can into some kind of a cup and then scoop it up and place it in here to make this the way I want it. But overall it's good. Electrically, I've got my new meter. Do an electrical test. I just got my new Fluke 15B Plus meter from China as recommended by AVE. Thanks for that. Half the price of the other Fluke meters that do essentially identical functionality. And all the terminals check out electrically. Okay, I think with a little tidy up and a little fill with the material, I think I'm going to be happy with that and I can just move on with the project. So, happy ending. Welcome back to what I hope is the final installment of the bus bar saga. What I did since the last time is I sprayed some of our rubberized undercoating into the cap and it made a nice gooey liquid in here. Then I scooped it out with the screwdriver and I kind of painted it into just this little bit here between where the spray was and the exposed metal. I stopped there. I didn't want to go into the screw area itself, and I also touched up around here and made sure this was all filled in. I went around the back side and basically tried to water seal everything all the way around. It's not the prettiest thing in the world. Let me just jump back and show you a picture of the thing that I'm looking for, which is apparently not possible to buy anywhere in Asia. I mean, I tried. I went to Lazada, I went to AliExpress, I went to shops, the electronic shops in Bangkok. Nobody had it. I'm just looking for a single strip of metal with screw holes and screws that you can electrically attach many wires to. I'm trying to do it with 4 here. I'd be happy with 5 or 6. It needs to have a plastic base which is separately mounted to the thing that you're trying to do, so the electricity is isolated from the mounting point. The best thing I found on the American websites was marine supply places. Apparently this is common to do when you're building the electrical system in a boat, because you have a very small number of things running off the battery in a decent sized boat. But impossible to get here. Every shop I went to had this, and they just kept trying to sell me this over and over. But anyway, so here I am. And I think of it this way. Even Michelangelo, on the last day he was working on the Mona Lisa, said, "Fuck it, I'm done." That's what I feel like. I'm done. This is good enough. It's gonna bug my OCD, but that's it. And yes, I did just compare myself to Michelangelo when it comes to homemade, bodged up bus bars. Next step, put them back in the bike.